Today I want to see if I can turn a 2D sketch that I've done of a push bike into a 3D model using just old magazines and newspapers that come through the door. Now I'm going to use this as my template, and that's why I've sketched it out. It was really easy to sketch out, didn't take many seconds at all. How I'm going to do this is with rolled up newspaper. So I'm going to roll up my newspaper and my magazines, and I'm sure you've seen this done many times before, where you roll up like this using the edge and then just continue to let it roll until you've got a lovely long strip. Now some bits I'm going to have that are going to be quite long, some I'm going to roll tighter than others, so that's quite a thick one there. I'm sure I'm going to be using that for something, and then I'm going to run a little bit of glue along those edges and seal that down. I'm going to make quite a lot of these. Once I've done these, I'll show you what I'm going to do next to make the bike. We've got quite a few made up here. I only used one out of the magazine because it was really thick, and I thought that would make a nice contrasting bicycle seat. So I'm going to put that to one side so I don't use it up. I've got two here that are virtually the same length. Not much in it here, and this is what I'm going to use for the wheels, and the rest I'm just going to pick and choose as I want to. And if I need to make a tailored piece, then I can. Now for the wheels, all I'm going to do is start at the thickest end here and roll them on themselves like this. And I may need more than one, and once you get it started, then it rolls round quite easily. And that should give me some really quite robust wheels. And they are going to be solid, they're not going to have spokes in them or anything like that. And I know when I've got the right size for the wheel, because that's what my picture's for. I can measure that up, so that's nowhere near big enough. I'm going to have to make some more of those, and how I'm going to attach that on again is by using a little bit of hot glue and then bringing that over, and then that's attached. So I can now attach my next one, and all I need to do is pop a little bit of glue there, get my next one, glue that on, and then continue to wrap it until it's the size that I know I want, that's all in proportion with my bike. Now it might take another one of these to go around here, and now what I can do is I can push that, because it's not all glued everywhere, I can push that to make it nice and flat. And that is attached there. Lovely. I've already made my other wheel. I think it's important to have a base so I can start working on it upright. And what I've got here is just a piece of corrugated cardboard. It's quite a nice firm bit, and that's where I can stick my wheel. So if I line this up with there, I know that my wheels need to go about that distance, and all I need to do is put a bit of glue there in the middle, and this is probably going to be a temporary base anyway. Pop that there till it's dry, and the same for the other side but in line. The next bit I want to make is this bit, and I'm going to make that in exactly the same way and put that to one side. Well, now I've got those pieces done, it's all about the frame, and I need the frame, even though it doesn't show it on my drawing, I need the frame all to join up here like that. So that is the length of all the pieces I need here. Quite fairly tight ones for these bits. All I'm going to do is nip off that end there like that, and then nip off the end, cut that a bit of an angle there because that's where the seat is going to go, and that one now fits there perfectly. The same for this one. I need one coming up there, one going across there for the crossbar, and now before I do anything else, I'm going to glue those ones together like that. That's all nicely stuck together. I'm just going to pop the bit for the handlebars on the front as well by putting a bit of glue on there. Hold that on there until it's dry, and then I can put that there, and then I know that's in round about the area that I want it. And this bit here is for the pedals to come out of. Pop a bit of glue on there, and I only need one of these one side because the pedal will come out the other side anyway, and really that would be where the chain was going round and everything. Let that dry up, and then this bit here is going to be where the frame joins the back wheel, and there, and that bit there. And you'll need two of these, one either side of your frame, to go down either sides of your back wheels there. And as you can see in my drawing, they taper down, and I've got two bits here that taper down. I rolled them specially with a taper. All I need to do is cut another one the same length as that. That one can be glued on that side, and the other one can be glued on the other side, coming down from that part of the frame at that angle. And I know my angle, and I can glue it on at that angle because I've already got my drawing. And we'll just let that dry. And we need to do exactly the same, coming down from here and then kind of coming off from that. We can now glue that on there at an angle like that. Flatten that out a bit. Put a bit of glue in the middle there. Yeah, I'm happy with that angle. And that's our frame, apart from the seat. And because we measured this out before, we know that if we're going to do it right, that should fit there, on there like that. And it does. And we can now glue that on. I'll leave this a couple more minutes for it to go completely hard, and then we can glue that on and put the finishing touches to it. I'm going to put the front wheel on first, and I wanted to put it just slightly above the center on this. And the reason is I want to put a little bit there as if it's a bolt or something coming out. And now I also want to do the same for this side. And now I'm going to cut 4 of these about the same size as that to glue on each of those wheels. Well, now we've got that far, we've got the little bits on the wheels here, we've got all the frame built. Hasn't taken long at all. It's actually really starting to come together well. I need to make the handlebars. I've got a piece here that I've cut off that I think is about the right length. I don't want the handlebars to go straight across. I do want them to have a bit of a bend in, so I'm just bending those handlebars up, and then I'm going to glue those from the middle. And that's the handlebars on. It does transform at getting the handlebars. We also need to put a bit of frame going across here, both sides. I'll glue that on there. How much fun is this to do with your kids or do on your own and give to somebody that loves bikes? Great little upcycle project. And the pedals will just come out of here, but I do need a little circle on this side here, but just a smaller one. Pedals are really simple. It's just another piece of this that's bent like that. Pop a little bit of glue in there. And now let's make the seat. The seat is just going to be easier. I want to make it out of this colourful piece here. I'm going to cut a bit off in the middle here. And I'm going to shape this using my scissors. And then where that's opened up like that in there, I'll put a bit of glue in it and around it and glue that in. Fill this up again with glue. Hold that on until it's done drying or curing. And in a really short time, what we've done is we've taken a 2D drawing and we've turned it into a 3D bike. I really like that. I quite like this cardboard piece here, but obviously it isn't finished off. I think that looks a little bit boring. What that needs is to be covered in some paper. Put my white glue onto here, and I want this to be not just one strip. I want this to be bits like this, so broken up. Whop over that with my glue as well. Well, that's all dry now, and what I'm going to do is give it a coat of this gloss or semi-gloss polyurethane varnish. I might add a tiny bit of colour to that. And how I'm going to do that is I've poured some of the varnish into a little pot. I'm going to take a little bit of brown acrylic paint here, and that'll darken off that varnish, but it should still leave me with a translucent-y kind of finish when it's done. And that'll come out a nice shine, but not a high gloss shine. I don't want to get it on the bike. I only want it on the newspaper base. That's all finished now. I'm really pleased with how it's come out. I'm absolutely delighted that I decided to colour the base there. It allows the contrast between the natural newspaper and the little bit of magazine seat against the newspaper underneath. Really pleased with that. Very easy to do. Simply turning a 2D image into something that's 3D. And I think kids would love to make this and love to keep it in their bedroom. Hope you've enjoyed this. There's so much you can do. I might have a go at making a motorbike as well now that I've done this basic. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that little bell. Leave me some comments in the comments section. Take care. Enjoy your crafting. Bye.